Live are we? Good afternoon, Rebel Writers. Happy Sunday, or if it's evening, or perhaps it's still morning for you. Welcome, Rebel Writers. We'll give the Facebook bots a chance to let everybody know that we are live here today. I am so excited for this interview with my dear friend Uri, a soul purpose clarity coach. We are going to get into who she is and why we're here in this amazing Sunday conversation that we are about to have. If you are here, let us know in the comments. Give us a little hello. I'll keep track here on my handy dandy phone. Those of you in the Blues Clues era, there we are. We are live. I see us. Let us know you're out there. Let us know your questions, your comments, how things are landing for you. And of course, if you're watching the replay, #replay. And we are so excited for today's guest. Let me introduce you to Uri. Uri is a full-time certified coach who specializes in soul purpose clarity and career reinvention. She is from Calgary, Canada. She is a queen of reinvention. Uri has 2 master's degrees and 2 kids. She has immigrated twice, once on her own as a single mom, and then with her family across the globe. She has successfully reinvented her career 4 times in 4 countries. She knows what she's doing. She is the former global headhunter and career coach with a TEDx talk on the journey to passion. She is also an international best-selling co-author. She is on a mission to empower successful women to say yes with a capital YES to what's next, to your soul-led life. She believes that the path to aliveness is reinventing yourself and harnessing your life's purpose. I am so excited that you are here, Uri. Welcome to the Rebel Writers.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I feel like I'm a Rebel Writer myself too, so I feel like, yes, let's rock this Sunday.
Yes. You have, I love your bio and the claim you take with reinvention. And just as a side note, my first name, Renee, actually means reborn. And it has been one of the things that, has had both positive and negative kind of connotations in my life. Reinventing, oh, you're constantly starting over, you're constantly doing new things. But I love it, like warms my heart that you have claimed it with such like gusto, and the beauty of it, the beauty of the constant rebirthing, because that's what the cycle of life is all about. So you are the reinvention queen, but you are also fully tapped in to your soul purpose, and you are helping those of us on the path to do the same. So tell us how you got to this point, where your focus is now, and what's next for you.
I love that you're sharing about your journey, because, I think a lot of us are just sort of kind of unicorn, I guess. Yes. We want many things. We have multi-passions, we have multi-interests, and we just, I've moved around a lot physically, and some of it was I needed to, some I had to kind of thing, the survival aspect of the being immigrant and trying to make it on your own with them, having a little kid and whatnot. But also there's deep drive, right? So I feel like for those of us who are called to have multiple dimensions of life, you see what I mean? Is we don't want to be just one thing. Yeah. And that may have started with different things. So my work kind of goes deeper into the childhood and other stuff, but who I am today, I totally own it. I do. And it took me a while, Renee. In fact, my full name is Uri Yeszerski. So I was born in Mongolia. My father gifted me this name. I never liked it because it was just so long. And I've traveled around, studied in different places. Nobody could pronounce my name, right? So when I was in India, this is how I got the name Uri. My professor couldn't pronounce my name. So that's like, I was okay, fine, I'll go with it. However, it took me until very recently, doing so many healing work on me, you know, branching out, whatnot, coming to this home right here into my soul. I got it. Why he named me that name, because it means dawn, literally sunrise.
Wow.
Right? And I've gone through so many dark night of the soul moments. This is what happens when you are, you know, reinventing yourself, when you are going deeper layers to you and willing to go through that rebirthing process. And so many dark night of the soul moments. And I get it now. I get it why I'm named, you know, and I had to literally, I want to say, it was like, okay, I will reclaim this name. So I want to invite you, Renee, reclaim your name and be the reborn one.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I so appreciate your story. And you know, you tap into the idea of, or not the idea, but you know, that we all have these moments, this darkness, and they propel us forward, or they can in so many ways. And, you know, here in Rebel Writers, we have so many people here who have had these types of experiences and are using their writing to really not only heal themselves, but to bring everything that they've learned from that out into the world and to impact their message. And you are working with people, you know, doing much the same. Like, how do you take those, well, first, how you hear, right? Like, what, how do we know what our soul wants, right? Isn't that like a big question? I don't always know, do I?
Yes. And you know, the thing is, we're always evolving, right? We're evolving. Like, if I look at myself, I've had like easy 4 different lives, like completely, it could be like 4 different books. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
But this year alone, I've had 3 different rebirths. And if you look at my logo, where's my logo? It came to me through my meditation. You see this golden circle of sun, and you know, someone is sitting down there meditating, reflecting, right?
Yeah.
And all the branches are butterflies.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
So
yeah, that metamorphosis, right, of the butterfly.
Absolutely. And when this came to me clearly during my meditation, because you know, I'm a complex person, I'm just going to own that. And, you know, I was like designing my logo. What do I want to express through? As so many things were coming to me, but it came together like that. And this is because I was able to connect with my soul. I got out of my head. I did all the thinking, right? All the sharing and all that we do. It's a very creative process. In writers, we go through that, right? And creators, we go through that. We're deeply listening and birthing something out of us, an expression of soul, whether it's through drawing, talking, speaking, or writing. So anyways, you know, I feel like there's a process to it, and there isn't one destination. Oh, you've met your soul. This is who you are. You know what I mean? It's a constant, alive, creative life force moving through you. And only if you're willing to look deeper within you and do the work of reflection, right? Of reflection, what happened to you actually happened for you. You go deeper so you could reconnect deeper parts of you. And I call that soul. Like, people can call it different things.
Right.
But there's a deeper soul journey that we're all, I'm an old soul. I mean, are you an old soul?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So this, you know, when we identify ourselves old soul, you just know, like, you know, this whatever, like I moved around across different cultures and societies and expectations and what success means, right? And I've gone through that, climbed all of it, just to prove it that, you know, I could do this, I could make this happen, right? Just to prove it. But you've made success, great. You proved it to yourself and everyone around you. Well, congratulations, by achieving validation addict.
Yeah.
It's because you had to,
right,
you know, break through all those barriers. Let's just call it childhood bullshit, parenting
Absolutely. We swear here in the Rebel Writers group.
All right.
It's actually, it should be one of my questions to allow people in.
Okay.
Do you use the F word regularly? Great, you're in.
I'll try not to go the F word, but I said that bullshit word, but because that's what it is. I do inner child work. And no matter how successful, how big, how scary, how put together you look on the outside, there's a side of you inside wants to be held, seen, and heard. So that's why I'm going into the childhood bullshit. I'm not blaming our parents, anything like that, but we have that within us. And then the parenting burdens that we carry. I became a mom very young. And I carried that burden, she gave me life purpose. I would die for her. I would do anything for her, but I carried that responsibility a little too hard, a little too close to my heart. So I'm talking about, we did all of that. I called it, what did I say? High achieving validation addict, because one thing after another, we're proving it to everyone, to us and everyone around us, we could overcome all these challenges, right? And the fears and shames of your past failures, any kind of limitations, inner glass ceilings that you needed to break through. If you're anyone like me, maybe you had to go through cultural barriers to prove it to you and to everyone around you.
Right.
And there you are, yet still it doesn't feel enough. It's because you haven't met your true self. It's because you haven't met your soul purpose.
I feel like I get glimpses of who that is, and as you said, it's a constant evolution, right?
Who is wherever you are in your life and career, parenting, whatever relationship you are. But when you get that glimpse of it, right? When you feel, and there are processes to that, and that's, I'm going to get to that. But, when you get that, you got to start feeling so you. So real, so aligned, right? And that's how you know, wow, this feels really good in the body. See what I mean? This feels real. This feels like me. And then I do what I do because, did you know that number one regret of people on their deathbed, they claim that they haven't lived the life true to their soul, to core, their passion and purpose. Nobody talks about how much money they made, blah, 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 all that thing, that everything,
Right.
So like this, even though it feels like far away, all good and well, whatever, but it means so much. It is actually, it is, this is why I do what I do. I feel so passionate. I needed a process for me to figure this out, right? So I created the process.
That's amazing. And now you get to share that process. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
And it doesn't look pretty and all that, but it's like this vision came to me. And it, just to kind of summarize what it is you can see, it's like going around the sun in circles.
Yeah.
I used to call it stations. It's more like a planetary stations.
I love it. Yeah.
Right? That it's a process. And this is what came out of my 4 reinventions for different countries. This came out of my 15 years of like seeking journey, working, investing, and just constantly going through those dark night of soul moments and just being with it. So uncomfortable, but like I would know when it's just, yes, that clicks, right? And even recently in the group that we met, it's same thing. I'm reinventing my business, rebirthing part of me that wants to come through and share a story of me that hasn't been healed before, but now I have, and I want to share my message with the world, right?
Right.
So I had to go through my process again. And this is when you said I had a glimpse of it, but when you apply this process and when you go through stations, give your soul time and space and love to go through it, it starts clicking like that. And my clients, some of them, like Naomi, had like 3 rebirths this year. She went round and round.
I love it. I love it. Well, and it feels, you talking, not just seeing the visual, although the visual really helps me, understand, but talking through and knowing that there is a process makes it feel like within reach. And I think that's one of the things that I've struggled with is like, oh, I have this idealist vision of how I want my life to be. And it looks nothing like my life is right now, or my work, or my relationship, or whatever, particular piece of life it could be. And it just feels so out of reach. But what you have here is such a gift. It allows, your clients and everybody out here who's listening to know that there is a next step and a next step. And within those steps comes that, and, you said with the love and the time and the, and the attention that makes that, ideal life feel like it's possible.
Right. It's when they said like Michael Beckwith, I think, pain pushes until the vision pulls. Exactly what's happening. Vision is pulling us. Our dreams are pulling us. That ideal life is pulling us, calling us. That's great. Some people don't even know that, but congratulations, you are a little ahead here. Only part here that needs to catch up is the pain part. So we're talking about rebirth process. It's a lot like, I know your mom, so it's like a lot like having a conception, growing a baby in your belly. It takes time.
It does.
Right? And then it's sort of like going through the birthing canal. That is like the dark night of the soul kind of a moment that we had to go through. And believe me when I say this, because this year alone, it took me 4 months. Like, I just want to push this baby out. I was like, I'm so ready. Come out. Like,
yes.
But that's the thing. But when you have a little process and the guide, so I want to emphasize here, I really needed a guide. I don't know about you.
Definitely.
I believe everybody is a healer. Everybody's got intuitive, gifts and all that power inside of you. But when we are held, loved and guided,
yes,
true magic happens, right? When we're nourished, when we're receiving love, we're able to kind of really like, so it's like, I hold a space for my clients, but I can do it on myself. But I love having my people to go to, my guide,
absolutely,
my coach. So I think that's what makes the process powerful, is that when somebody is guiding you, someone who went through the same thing you went through, right? And in really holding that space for you and saying that you got this works. And what did you want to look at it this way, that way? Because we're too close to ourselves, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say, and I know, when our minds can, take it, we can so easily disconnect from ourselves and not be able to hear those parts of us. And that's what, I say everybody needs a therapist, a coach, a guide, whatever, or multiple. I mean, I have many people in my life that I turn to because we need those mirrors and we need those people to hold us when things feel, challenging. And so, yes, we're each doing the individual work, but we don't have to do it alone, which is so wonderful. And I do want to say a hello to Zoe. Zoe's here. She's up there. She's giving us some love. And definitely this is all resonating. So, yeah, if there are particular things that are resonating with you as you are listening to this conversation, let us know in the chat too as well.
And I know your group's name is Rebel Writers, and I identify with that. I identify who's a writer, who's writing her soul story, right? You have a message to share with the world. That is why you want to write your story. Yes, first you want to heal. I get it, because that's what happened to me, by the way.
Yes.
My first, I had an opportunity to collaborate with this incredible project called Ignite Your Parenting. It was 35 authors from around the world came together, sharing their raw story, what broke them and what made them. So when I said my soul said yes. I had no writing pre-experience.
I love it.
And when I started the process, holy moly, I was like, oh, like you really gotta dig down into your soul, especially when you're sharing a true life story.
Yep.
And an emotional raw one, because you really want to share from that place of what really broke you. What was those moments, that igniting moments? And what I've learned is that despite having many other different tools that I have, through this opportunity, I introduced writing as my healing tool, as one of my healing tools.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the first one was, oh my goodness. First, it was like a mad, crazy woman's, you know, it was crazy. I would tell you that much. It was rip it off, you know, I mean, but something was coming through, and I get it. It was an exercise for my soul.
Yep.
Right. The healing process. But once it kind of like, after like 14 or 15 drafts,
Yeah.
you know, it was like, oh, I have a lot. I got excited. I got a lot more to share. I needed only 7 pages or so, because I just have one chapter.
Right.
I had like 20 pages.
Just kept coming out of you. Kept coming out.
Yeah, and this is what I think your work matters. You know, a lot of us are rebels, and we have many stories being a rebel.
Right.
And a lot of it is we made sense of it, a lot of it we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Just being a rebel, there's a lot of resistance and a lot of struggle and healing around it, identity crisis, exactly who you're supposed to be, and accepting who you are and all that. That's the kind of the process I do through my container, is like, you know, and so that you wouldn't have writer's block.
Right. Right.
It is do the inner work, you see what I mean, so that you could
Absolutely.
actually birth that story out,
Yep.
message out, that is so needed. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, in the few minutes we have left, I want you to tell us what is next. You have something super exciting happening next week. Tell us all about it.
So I was telling you the story of how much I needed this, right? I needed a guide and a process for me to get that next level of soul purpose clarity, that what I want to be, who I want to be in the world. So I am so excited actually to have created it. What I needed back then, I created the process and an offering, and I offer this to you. And especially this holiday season, I think it's a wonderful gift. And I think you deserve to have this process. You know what I mean? And who would, I can't think of anyone actually, I'm just saying, because the process is going to be, not the whole thing, because we just have 3 days, kind of summarized it into reflection on the year that we're wrapping up, and then reconnecting with our heart and soul, right? What's going on deeper level. And then so we can actually branch out, which is reinvention part. How do you want to have this next year coming to you? So I see it as a new way to make New Year resolution.
Yeah.
Because I've been there, I would get, oh my God, I'm ambitious. So I want to, achieve a lot of stuff. I have a lot of to-do list. And next thing you know, it's like a whole lot. But it's coming from have you ever noticed, like, it's coming from the place of scarcity and insecurity, and I gotta lose weight, I gotta do that, I gotta have that, I gotta achieve that, oh my God, blah 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 blah.
Yep.
And it's just, I don't think it serves anyone.
No, and it's not lasting, because it doesn't, like you said, it comes from lack, or this self hatred. Instead of the self-love and what's possible and the compassion.
Coming from a more like an external pressure, I if we can just kind of summarize that. But instead, this process that I am introducing is coming from inside out, from the place of more groundedness, centeredness, right?
Yes.
And from the place of what you have rather than what you don't have. So I feel, it may not be many lists, but that's okay. Even if you get one clarity, one thing that you want to focus on next year, that is really coming through you, then that itself is, my mission is accomplished.
Right. Yes, that is a win, a big win. Well, and for some of us too, we get all these ideas of, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And then everything is kind of spread too thin. So even having that one thing, right, that really allows you to hone in and focus on that particular piece of your heart and soul, How beautiful. I'm so excited. I don't think I don't know if I have the link or not. We will put the link. Yes, we'll put the link to register for that. I am definitely going to register. I want to be around. I want to, coming up to the year end is always so, well, first of all, it always like surprises me. Like, what? How is it December? How are we here?
Yeah.
What?
My son already wants Christmas tree.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, here we have an opportunity, and you're holding the space for us to really reflect and to really get quiet and look inside and see what our soul's calling is what direction it's pointing us into. And I'm so excited for that.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to share this with you. We're going to have so much fun. And thank you so much for having me in your group.
Absolutely.
In your community, and I feel like I'm one of them. So we all come together, right? Empower one another like this. And it's just not one process. We need all kinds of experts.
We do.
Get us to where we want to go.
Exactly. I love it. Well, thank you again so much, Uri. If you have questions for us while you're watching the replay, just let us know down in the comments, tag us. We will get back to you as soon as possible. And then we will definitely get that link for you to register for the 3 days to discover how to reflect, reinvent, and reconnect with our dear soul purpose clarity coach, Uri. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, Rebel Riders.